7:30 will be handled by our national expert, Dr. S.P. Raja sir. And second session, 7:30 to 9 o'clock, will be handled by our international expert, Ms. Priya Maturu. So now I hand over the session to Ms. Maithili. So Maithili ma'am, just introduce our chief guest today. Thank you.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, audible.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Welltech University, it is my pleasure to welcome you all for the FDP on enhancing cyber threat reduction through incorporating digital technologies. We are delighted to have distinguished gathering of educators and experts from various institutions. I would like to extend my special thanks to Dr. S.P. Raja sir, who have graciously accepted our invitation to share his knowledge with us. It is my honor and privilege to introduce our distinguished resource person for today's session, Dr. S.P. Raja sir. Dr. S.P. Raja sir completed his BTech IT in the year 2007 from Dr. Shivanti Adityanar College of Engineering, Tiruchendur. He completed his ME in Computer Science Engineering in the year 2010 from Manonmanim Sundaranar University, Tirunelveli. And he completed his PhD in the year 2016 in the area of image processing from Manonmanim Sundaranar University, Tirunelveli. He completed his PhD in 2016 in the area of image processing from Manonmanim Sundaranar University, Tirunelveli. Currently, he is working as assistant professor in School of Computer Science in Vellore Institute of Technology. He has published more than 100 research papers in reputed international journals and conferences. His area of interest are image processing, machine learning, cloud computing. I would like to invite Dr. S.P. Raja sir to start the session.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for introducing me. First of all, I would like to thank the management of Welltech for organizing this wonderful FDP, for inviting me. I would like to thank the management of Welltech, and I would like to thank the convener of this FDP and organizers of this FDP. Uh, and I would like to start my session. This session, I would like to tell some practical things. I don't want to present the things which are available in the PPT. So PPT also I will present both theoretical and practical way it will go. So let me introduce why cyber security is required. First 5 to 10 minutes, I will give the introduction regarding cyber security and other things. What is the need of cyber security? Then these are the practical things I would like to uh, implement with you. So password hacking, firewall, ICMP spoofing, and how we can make a secured wireless connection. These are the practical things I would like to demonstrate in front of you, and so that I hope it will not give any boring, because reading the instead of reading the slides, I can do some demonstration. So first, I would like to say why security is needed. So in what how the security started, we know the fundamental term is cryptography. We can divide cryptography into two terms. The first thing is crypto, and the second one is security. So we know the meaning for crypto. Sorry, the second one is graphy. So the meaning for crypto is secured, and the meaning for graphy is writing. So this is the meaning for very simple definition for cryptography. You can divide the word into two. So crypto plus graphy. Crypto, the meaning is secured, and graphy, the meaning is writing. So this is a simple way to define cryptography. Now the question is why security is required. For example, uh, I uh, I would like to send a message. For example, I am telling a message like DBMM. This is a message, so that I want to tell with my friend. Suppose I am sending this message DBMM to my friend. Uh, my friend is receiving this message, and this DBMM does not give any meaning. And what my friend is doing, my friend has to identify what this DBMM is giving the real meaning. So usually I explained the fundamental concept of security with, in between two users. We assume user A and user B. We assume like that, and user C is an attacker. For example, I am saying user C is an attacker. So user A wants to send a message. For example, call me. so to user B, but this call me user A wants to transfer in a secured manner. So what user A is doing, simply this call, he is going to add +1 with that. So when I am adding +1 with call, it will be changed as DBMM, because the next letter of C is D, the next letter of A is B, the next letter of L is M, the next letter of L is M. So now this DBMM is sending to user B. Similarly for call me for M and E also. The next letter of E is F and the next letter of M is N. So this also will be transferred like this. Now B is receiving the message. In the same time, C is also receiving this message, for example. So you assume that she is an attacker, she is also receiving this message, but she cannot identify what is the meaning of this message, because this message is conveyed in a secured manner, DBMM enough, but she cannot identify, cannot understand what is the real meaning of this. Now, what user B has to do after receiving this message, user B has to do the reverse process. It has to subtract -1 from that. So it is able to identify the real meaning of this message. So this is what the 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 fundamental concept of security. So why security is necessary? For example, this is your laptop. You assume that this is your laptop or this is your computer, whatever it is, or this is your mobile, your laptop or your computer or your mobile, whatever it is. You assume this is your home. So you are having confidential information, not only the confidential information, so you are having some sensitive information. You have the media files, some important files you have stored in this laptop. Or you suppose you are considering your home. Suppose you are considering your home means your home has some precious things. Your parents are having money, jewels, something like that. Similarly, your laptop or mobile, some secured information, some sensitive information you have stored inside your laptop or inside your mobile, like that. So now this, suppose I want to steal your home. This is my, for example, you assume that I am an attacker and I want to steal your home. So how I can steal your home? The first thing is immediately, suppose I want to steal your laptop, or I want to steal a document from your laptop, or I want to steal a particular file from your mobile. Immediately I will not steal. Suppose 6 p.m. I would like to steal, and immediately, okay, 6:15 p.m. okay, let me steal from his or her laptop. That is not possible. Similarly, I want to steal your home. Immediately I cannot steal. That is also not possible. So what I have to do, either I will be active or I will be passive. So first thing, I will be a passive attacker. How I will be a passive attacker? You can see, initially I have to monitor your house. First thing, I must know where your house is located. What is the address, where your house is located, how many people will be there in your house. Those things I have to identify. And I have to identify the vulnerability. So vulnerability means, for example, morning, for example, I can say morning 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. All your parents will be there. Your elder son will be there. Your daughter will be there. Your uncle will be there. Everybody will be there. But after 9 o'clock, for example, after 9 o'clock to 5 p.m., only your grandparents will be there. So I can identify, for example, your grandparents will be there. So this is the right time for me to enter into a house. Why? Because this is the right, this is the thing in my network. In this network, I can identify this is the weakest one. So this we call it as vulnerability. So at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. that is not possible. Even after 5 p.m. that is also not possible, because people will come back from the house, and all people will be there. So that is not the right time to steal your house. So I have to identify the traffic, that we call it as traffic analysis. So passive attack means I'm not doing anything. Simply I am analyzing the traffic, what is happening in your house. And suppose I want to steal your mobile, I will sit near you and I will analyze. Suppose you have a
Sir,
pattern.
excuse me, sir, Raja sir.
Yes, madam.
So 1 second, we'll take one group photo, sir. So dear
Yes, madam,
participants, you please switch on your camera. All participants are requested to switch on your camera just for a group photo. Kindly switch on your camera. Rajesh, taken up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. You can proceed. Sir.
Second. So I can analyze the traffic. So what is the right time? What is the right time for attacking your laptop, or what is the right time for attacking your mobile? So I can analyze your pattern. Suppose you have without your knowledge, I can analyze your pin, what pin you are giving. So those things, that is we call it as passive attack. Active means just okay, once everything is fine, I analyzed the traffic, I found the vulnerability in our network, so this is the right time for me. And so I am, maybe when you are sleeping, I can take your laptop, I can enter into a laptop. So these things, I can modify the information. That is the difference, active and passive. Passive means I'm not going to modify anything, but active means I can modify something in our laptop, or that is I can do some modification in our network. So w- we know that we are aware that we are living in a digital world. So what are the things we do every day? We do lot of digital transactions. Nowadays, we are not standing in the bank for paying the money or for paying our fees, whatever it is, or we are not going to the hotels for getting the food. Simply, we do everything in a digital manner. Suppose I need a food, I need some lunch or I need some dinner. Okay, immediately I am taking my mobile and my smart device. So immediately I am paying the money through that. Okay, I am doing everything. So from this point, the necessity of cyber security is beginning. Suppose if there is no security, while doing some digital transactions, whatever it is, if there is no transaction, there is no security at that time, uh, our network will become more vulnerable. So we have uh, some security tools and security technologies that we are implementing to protect our network. So before that, I would like to show some examples. So these two people, they are from Nigeria. What they have done, it was happened last year. Actually, they have taken a room in Delhi and they have stayed there. They want to steal a bank which is located in Chennai, but they are not coming to Chennai. They were staying in Delhi, but they want to steal a bank which is located in Chennai. So what they have done, they sent some unnecessary mails to the bank employees. So in that mail, a link is there. The link, if an employee mistakenly click that link, so automatically a keylogger software will be installed in that particular system. So once the keylogger software is installed, what will happen? Automatically, these two people can analyze the passwords and OTP what they are giving in their system. Suppose the bank employee is giving something, some password and some OTP, whatever it is, they can identify the things very easily. So what these two people have done, they stayed in Delhi and they have stolen a bank which is located in Chennai. So they have continuously sending mails, unnecessary mails. They have continuously sending. In that mail, they have given a link to install a keylogger software. So one bank employee mistakenly he clicked that link, and that keylogger software was installed uh, in that system which is available in the bank. So what happened? They started to analyze what passwords they are giving, whatever it is, they started to analyze. So once they have got the password, once they have known some uh, the vulnerabilities in the banking system, they started to transfer the money. They nearly taken 4.5 crores from that bank. And what they done immediately, nearly 2 crores they have sent to their country, not only to Nigeria. In Nigeria, some other different accounts. That 2 crores they have transferred to different accounts. And now later, the police from Chennai, they have identified that, okay, the bank was stolen from some people, and they have identified but because of the keylogger software. So this is that incident what happened last year. An example I would like to say, which is happened in Chennai. And another example I would like to say, one person in Chennai, every day, if we know that suppose we are going to the shop, and nowadays we are not paying with that is ready cash. What we do, they are having the scanner, the QR code. Immediately we are scanning the QR code and we are paying the money. So what one person what he done, outside of the shops, the QR code will be there. For example, I am that person. I am pasting my QR code in front of all the shops. This is also was happened in this year only. In 2024 only it was happened. So he pasted his QR code in all the shops. Wherever he finding the QR code in front of the shops, he is pasting his QR code. So what happened, whenever in the next day morning, whenever the customers are coming to the shop, they are scanning the code, and they said that, okay, 100 paid or 150 paid, like that. But it is not going to the shop owner's account. It is going to the person who has pasted his QR code. So what happened? The person is getting the money. So the shop owner is not getting the money. So later it was identified, and the police have checked the CCTV cameras. They have identified that, okay, the one person is pasting the QR code in all the shops. Uh, then they have caught that person. And just 2 days back, I have read one news. One person from Madurai, uh, he received one WhatsApp message like, okay, you invest in, uh, you click this link and you invest. Suppose you are investing 1 lakh and you will get 2 lakhs. Like that, a WhatsApp message has come just 2 days back. And what happened? The person who is from Madurai, he trusted that and he clicked that link and he invested 1 lakh. Then immediately he got, after 1 week, he got 2 lakhs. Then after that, again they are sending the WhatsApp message. Now you click that link, you invest some more money. So that person, what he did, okay, now he thinks that, okay, the opposite person is a trustable one. So he invested some more money. So like that, he invested lot of money, and just 2 days back, I have read nearly he has lost 52 lakhs. So why these things are happened? Because of less awareness. Well, we know what is happening. We know, we have awareness. Uh, that is, okay, this is the fake link. We should not click this link. We have some awareness. But suppose my grandmother is there, my grandfather is there. These people don't know, because these people don't know proper. These people are not having proper training. These people are not having proper education, and they are not having proper awareness. And even the government is also not regularized this, because given how many steps they have taken, we know that every day the bank is saying that you should not reveal your OTP, or you should, the bank never asks about the OTP or the debit card information, something like that. So first thing is, we must know, we have to give training to the people how to handle these things, and the government has to regularize these things. So these things are normal. And in addition to that, we can use our technology to protect our system. So what we can do, we can use firewalls, IDS, IPS, and we can use with some strong passwords, and we can monitor our logging, we can monitor that suppose I am receiving a fake mail, that I have to monitor. So this is a fake mail. And just 10 days before, this semester I am handling data structures. For to my students, I have given nearly 15 programs. And just 10 days back, you can see the date, it is November 21. And my students has received a mail like this. They are all lab fat scheduled like that. As many students requested to reduce the number of questions, the following 6 questions have been finalized. So this is the mail my students have received in my name. So you can see this is not my mail ID. One of my students have created this mail, and on behalf of me, he sent this mail to all my students, and he conveyed that SAR has reduced the number of programs. It is not 15 programs, and it is only 6 programs we have to study. So they have picked very simple programs, and they have kept only 6 questions out of 15 programs. I have given 15 questions, but they have given only 6 questions. But later, my students started to ask, sir, you reduced the number of programs. Then I think that, okay, mistakenly I sent this mail like that, I think. And I asked, okay, you send me that mail, I will verify. Then after they forwarded the mail, still I think that, okay, mistakenly I only sent the mail because it is clearly saying that it is my name, Raja SP is there. But later I identified that it is not my mail ID. And it was some other person created this mail, and it was forwarded to that is to among my students. And later I sent the mail that it is a fake email, don't trust, like that I have sent. So this is happened just last month, just 20 days before this was happened. This we call it as email, fake emails. Some fake emails we will receive, and we must be very careful regarding this. And some other examples, some other um, uh, tragedies happened. So Indian debit card breach, this was happened in October 2016. Nearly 3.2 million debit cards were compromised, and the details, so some unauthorized transactions were done. This is one tragedy was happened in 2016, and this is another tragedy, WannaCry, that was happened in 2017, asking for some ransom payments. This was happened, and 2016 Uber attack. So the customer's name, they have attacked the Uber users. They have stolen the names, phone numbers, email address, debit card, credit card details, those things. So these are the some attacks which was happened before. So now what we have to do, we must already I told we must be very cautious. First thing we must be aware of that, and we have to use the technology in a proper manner. So from this point, I will demonstrate some small experiments. So the first thing is we can see is the password hacking. For example, in your mobile you are receiving a link, maybe a HTTP link you are receiving. Maybe we can see that Amazon is giving the iPhone with 1 rupee. So please click on the link. So once we have clicked the link, what will happen? So we are receiving a form. The form is having the name, uh, maybe date of birth, some information they want to know. So once we filled the form, we will receive a message. Okay, we have received your request, and soon the iPhone will be delivered for 1 rupee. Like that, maybe the information will be received. So we know that difference in between HTTP and HTTPS. So HTTP is not secure, but my grandmother or my grandfather does not know about the difference in between HTTP and HTTPS. So for example, if suppose this is a form, I want to steal this is a Gmail form. You assume that this is a Gmail form, but this is not the original Gmail login. We know that this is the original Gmail login. So the original Gmail login will be here. So I am clicking my mail ID, and I am giving my username and password like that. Suppose a login page is like this. You assume a login page is like this. A HTTP login page is like this. So now it is, you can see. So now there is a tool called Wireshark. So what Wireshark will do? Wireshark will analyze the packets. Suppose now I have installed the Wireshark in my system. So I am going to analyze the traffic. I am going to analyze the packets. So when I am clicking, you can see I am not using the LAN connections, local area connection 1, 2, everything is disabled. I am not using this, but only I am using my Wi-Fi by my because my internet is active. So now I am starting to capture the packets. For example, here you can see I started to capture the packets. So now I will come back here. So you assume that this is a Gmail login page. It's a fake Gmail login page. So for example, I'm giving my username, my Gmail username, and I'm giving my password. For example, I'm just clicking login. But here you can see nothing will happen. But the attacker wants to know what username and password I have given in my Gmail account. So the attacker wants to know that. So now what the attacker will do, so simply he will filter the HTTP packets. So you can see these are the HTTP packets that uh, that was filtered. So you can see here, this is the login page I have clicked, and you can see here this packet is having the user information. So you can see here this is a HTTP packet, HTTP protocol packet, and this packet is having the user information. So when I'm suppose the attacker is clicking this HTTP packet, so he will come here. So you can see here, you can see at the right side bottom, you can see what username I have given. I have given the username as admin Raja. And what password I have given? The password I have given as admin Raja 123. So he can analyze the packet. So that's I already told. This is passive attack. Just analyzing the traffic. He analyzed. The attacker is analyzed. Okay, I have entered the username and password in a fake HTTP Gmail web page, and I have entered my details, and he will come back here in the Wireshark. He is filtering the packets. So the packet which is having belongs to HTTP protocol. Now in this, he can identify this user information. He can identify the username, what username I have given and what password I have given. So now what will happen? The attacker knows my Gmail username and password. So this is one small experiment, that is how to hack the password with the Wireshark tool. And the next one, we are familiar with the hotspot. For example, whenever suppose we are sitting in a railway station, or we are sitting, or we are entering in a particular institution, or we are entering into the particular library, whatever it is. The first thing we prefer, okay, Wi-Fi is available or not. So whenever you are going, so we know that there will be an access point. So the access, you assume that there will be an access point. So there is a, for example, there is a user is there. You assume that I am taking my laptop, and now the access point is not a secured one. For example, this access point is not a secured one. Not a secured one means it does not have password protector. So no password protector. For example, I'm saying access point is not having any password protector. So now what will happen? So suppose I am going with my mobile phone or laptop, whatever it is. Whenever I am turning on my hotspot, whenever I am turning on my Wi-Fi, automatically it will search the available networks, and it will connect with the access point. So you may ask a question, why the laptop is not yet connected with the access point? So maybe the laptop is not having the wireless adapter. So for that, what we have to do, we have to, usually our mobile phone, laptop, everything is having now the current nowadays we are buying the laptop or mobile phone, automatically it is having the wireless adapter. Maybe this laptop is not having the wireless adapter. The first thing is I have to install the wireless adapter. So WPC 300N, this is the wireless adapter. So now I am installing the wireless adapter. For installing this wireless adapter, first thing I have to turn off this laptop, and I have to make a port. Some 10 or 15 years back, we know how to assemble a system. We are 15 years back, you go back 15 years, and I want to buy a PC. I'm going to the shop, and the shopkeeper will assemble the PC. He will take the cabinet, he will take the processor, like that. He will assemble the PC. The same thing. I am making the port here. Now I am keeping the wireless port. Now I am turning on the laptop. So now you can see here, the laptop will be connected with the access point. So what does it mean? The access point is not a secured one. Um, there is no password I have given. We also know that whenever, suppose I want to access my colleague's hotspot, So I will ask him to turn on the hotspot. The hotspot is, suppose my friend is not giving any password, what will happen? Everybody can access my friend's internet. So suppose 5 people are sitting near, they found that it is open. There is no security is not there. The access point is not having security. So all people can access that hotspot. So now what will happen? My friend will lose uh, maybe 2.5 GB per day. He will lose the 2.5 GB in half an hour, 30 minutes like that. So now what I have to do, I have to protect this access point. How I can protect this access point? So the simplest way is to give a password for this. So very simple. How we are protecting our that is mobile hotspot. Suppose I am giving the SSID as SP Raja, for example. In our mobile also we are doing like this. So we are giving if once you turned on the hotspot, your friend will ask, "What is the name of your hotspot?" You will say that it will be displayed as Redmi 13C, or it will be displayed as like Samsung M56. Like that, you will say the same thing. So I am giving the SSID. Maybe my SSID is, for example, Redmi 13. This is my SSID, for example, Redmi C, like that I have given. So now I am enabling the security here. So I am giving a password like this. Now I am closing this. You can see the connection was disabled. Now it was password protected. Now it is a secured one. Yes, it was password protected. So now no one can access my access point without the password. uh, no one can access my access point, my internet access. Now your friend will ask, oh, please give your password. So now you are sharing your password. Now what your friend has to do, your friend has to install the same password here. So he has to go to wireless and he will ask the SSID and he will ask the password, what password you have given. So the same password you have given. So now you can see once the password is enabled, now you can see both the things are secured and now the laptop is connected with the access point. So you can see previously in the hotspot there is no password, but now in the hotspot we have secured with the password. So what are the system? Now suppose I am placing another laptop here. Suppose this laptop I am installing uh, uh, the wireless device. Now I am turning on this. Now you can see this laptop will not be connected with the access point because this laptop does not have or does not know the password of the access point. What password the access point is having, that this person is not does not know about this. So this is another simple example how we can we can secure our wireless connection. How we can secure our wireless. This is one simple example that I would like to show. And the next thing is how another technology, famous technology is firewall, how we can protect our system with firewall. So for that, I can design a simple system, uh, uh, how we can install a firewall in a particular PC or particular end device, whatever it is. So for example, here I am designing a system. For example, I am having two PCs and these two PCs I am connecting with a router, for example, and here I am having a server. For example, I am having a server like this. So now these two PCs you assume that some end device and it is connected with a router and this router I am connecting with a server. So this router maybe I don't have sufficient ports. That's why it is not connecting with the server. So I have to replace this router with some other router which is having more number of ports. Maybe this router is having very less number of ports. So let me install another router which is having more number of ports. So I hope this will works. Mm, okay, so anyway, uh, uh, I can place a switch here better. 1 minute. That switch I can connect with I can place a switch here Then after that, that switch I can connect with the router. So first I will connect the PC with the switch. Then after that, that switch I will connect with the router. Then after that, this router I will connect with the server. Because of the less number of ports, the router is not connected with the server. So now I am going to assign the IP address for these things. For example, 192.168. For example, I am giving like 1.2 and I am giving like 1.3 and this is the gateway for these two people. So I am giving like 1.1 and this is the gateway for the server. So I am giving like 2.1 and this is the gateway and this is the server address, for example. So now I am going to assign the IP addresses like this. So now what I am going to do, for example, I want to install a firewall in this PC. So in PC 0, for example, let me give the name as Raja. So in my system, I am going to install the firewall. So what the firewall will do, firewall will block the packets from other system. Suppose PC1 is sending some packets, initially it will receive, but after once the firewall is enabled, it will be blocked. This is what we are going to do. And before that, we have to configure this network because the network is not yet configured. So here you can see this router is having two things, two ports, gigabit Ethernet 0/0 and gigabit Ethernet 0/1. So first thing I have to turn on this gigabit Ethernet 0/0. So I am going to the router. So gigabit Ethernet 0/0, just I am turning on this and I am giving the IP address like 192.168.1.1. This is the IP address I am giving for gigabit Ethernet 0/0 and gigabit Ethernet 0/1. I am giving through code. So I don't want to do with manually. That is just I am going to do with um, I'm going to type the command. I am going to do with the code. So Cisco Packet Tracer, this is another tool. Suppose you forgot the command, simply you can put a question mark. Cisco Packet Tracer will tell the list of possible commands. So you can see these are the list of possible commands. So I want to enter into the interface. So just I am just entering the keyword interface and again I am putting the question mark. So which interface I want to enter? So this interface I want to enter, that is gigabit Ethernet, this gigabit Ethernet, it is 0/1. So this interface I want to enter. So I am giving like gigabit Ethernet 0/1. So I am entering into this interface. The first thing I have to turn on this. So for turn on this, I am giving like no shutdown. So we know that if it is shutdown means we are just closing this. If I am clicking no shutdown, then I am going to turn on this. So now you can see here, uh, I am not clicking this on button directly. So I am just giving through commands. I am just giving through commands and it is turning on directly. So you can see that the IP address is not assigned. So I can assign the IP address through commands. So the command is IP address. If you put a question mark, it will ask for the IP address A.B.C.D. So I am giving the IP address. I hope we have assigned with 192.168.2.1. So I am giving like 192.168.2.1. Then I have to give the subnet mask. So this is the class C IP address. So I am giving the subnet mask as 255.255.255.0. So now I'm clicking OK. So you go with configuration. So you can see that the IP address was allotted through code, that is through command. So gigabit Ethernet 0/0, I have allotted the IP address through, that is directly I have entered, but gigabit Ethernet 0/1, I have entered through commands. So now, and I have to allot the IP address for my PCs. So I am just clicking on the PC. I have to allot the IP address for the PC. So for this PC, I am giving the IP address as 192.168.1.2 and this is my default gateway address. 1.1 is my default gateway address. And here for PC1, desktop IP configuration. So 1.3 and 1.1 is my default gateway address. And similarly, I can go with the server. Server also I can configure. So server IP address, desktop IP configuration. So server IP address I have given 2.2 and default gateway address I am giving it as 2.1. So now you can see I have to verify whether this network is configured or not. Before installing the technology firewall, I have to check whether this network is configured or not. For example, I am opening my PC. I am just pinging. I am going with the command. I am just pinging, for example, 192.168.1.3. So that is I'm pinging my colleague. Yes, it is working. Suppose I want to ping the net, that is the server. Server address is 2.2. So just I'm pinging. So you can see here 1.3. When I'm pinging 1.3, it will give the reply immediately. But when I'm giving 2.2, first packet is failed. Why the first packet is failed? The reason is because 2.2 it is available in some other network. It is available in some other network. So it does not know where 2.2 is there. So he has to gain the knowledge. That is, I have to gain the knowledge. That's why the first packet is getting failed. The rest of the packets are getting passed. So you can see how my packets are traveled. So you can see you can go with the trace RT how my packets are traveled. So you can see the packets are going to my default gateway. Then after that, from my default gateway, it is forwarded to 2.2. So you can see with simulation also. Suppose I am going with some simulation. So you can see here, this is the sender and this is the receiver. I am just clicking the play button. You can see the packet is forwarded to the switch, and from the switch, it will be forwarded to the router. And then from the router, it will be forwarded to the server. And from the server, the acknowledgement will come. So now that is my PC is accepting everything. That is it is accepting the packets from PC1, the packets from server, whatever it is. So now what I am going to do, I am going to install the firewall in my PC. So for installing the firewall, what I have to do, so I have to enter into my PC. So here is the option firewall. So what action I want to go, I want to do. So I want to deny something. And what I want to deny, that is ICMP packets I want to deny. So remote IP I have given 0.0.0.0, and that is why wildcard mask I have given 255.255.255.255. So I am adding this and I am just clicking save. So now I installed the firewall in my PC. Now I am clicking here. So now I am clicking here. I am going with command prompt. So now I am pinging my nearby PC, that is 1.3. So you can see now that is the ping will not work because I have enabled the firewall. So if I enable the firewall, what will happen? The ping is not working. So you can see here ping, all four packets will be failed. First packet request timed out, second packet request timed out. So previously ping 1.3, it is giving the replay. But after I installed the firewall, so I have installed the firewall in my system. So what happened? Okay, I protected my system. My system I protected. Okay, I installed the firewall. I block all the ICMP packets because I don't believe anyone. I don't believe my colleagues. I don't believe this person in my network. Okay, so I don't want to receive any ICMP packets. So for that, I'm installing this firewall. So automatically everything will be blocked. So uh, this is this is the next example, next demonstration I would like to show the password hacking with Wireshark, secure wireless connection, how password is enabled in the that is in the access point, and how a firewall is enabled uh, in a particular system. And the next thing is ICMP spoofing. Spoofing is nothing but poisoning a particular network. So that we call it as ICMP spoofing. Just I'm going to poisoning a poisoning a particular network. Suppose a network is secured one, I'm installing an attacker and I completely poison that particular network. So we can see with a small, again with a small demonstration, how this ICMP spoofing will work. I can show another demonstration. So you can see here, again, I am making a simple network here. So here I am placing two switches. So I am placing two switches, and here I am placing a server. So I am placing a server. For example, this server is, you assume that this is a COE, controller of examination, or Dean Academics. This is controller of examination or Dean Academics, like that. And this is these are the students. For example, first student is joining, second student is joining, up to n number of students. They are joining in WellTech. For example, this is WellTech network, and people are joining in the WellTech network. So whenever a student is joining, so what will happen? So we are assigning um, that is a register number. Whenever a person is joining, we are assigning a register number. For example, this student is joining, and immediately we are assigning a uh, that that is a register number. So once a register number is assigned, or you assume that once a register number is assigned, you assume that internet access is given to that particular student. So the student wants to access Google. For example, this is Google server. Google server is located somewhere. So you have to authorize the student. Once the student is authorized, then the student is able to access the Google. So this is what happened. You assume a situation like this. So I am making this network like this, and I am making a fake. Suppose I am making a fake Google server. So this is the original Google server. For example, I am making a fake Google server. For example, you assume that this is a fake Google server. Maybe this is located somewhere, for example. So the students are joining in WellTech, and whenever the student is joining, an IP address has to be allotted to the particular student. For example, the same, we can give the IP address like 1.2, and the server address we assume like 1.3, and the default gateway address we assume like 1.1, and this is another network. So we can assume like for example, it is 2.1, and this is 2.2. So we assume like this. So this WellTech family is now not yet poisoned. So I am going to poison this WellTech family. So this WellTech network I am going to poison. So now not yet poisoned. So before that I have to configure this WellTech family. So I have two ports here, fast Ethernet 0 bar 0 and fast Ethernet 1 bar 0. So I'm just clicking on the router. So you can see fast Ethernet 0 bar 0, I have given 1.1, and here it is 2.1. So I am going it as fast Ethernet 0 bar 0. This time I am not doing with commands, because already I showed how you can work with commands. So this time not with commands. So just I am turning on. So here it is 2.1, and here I am giving like this. So if you turn on, then automatically the router will be enabled. So now COE or Dean Academics. So what COE or Dean Academics has to do whenever the student is joining in WellTech family, he has to allot the IP address. For that, I am enabling a service called DHCP. Okay, so I am just turning on this service, and default gateway, the student wants to access Google. Okay, so this is 1.1 is 1.0 is my network, WellTech network. So I am just giving 1.1. And whenever a student is coming, I am giving the first register number. For example, VTU 1.4. This is the first register number I am giving. And subnet mask is 255.255. This is a class C address, 255.255.0. And maximum number of admissions uh, for a particular department, I can enable with 512 students. So I'm just giving this, I'm just clicking save. So now the first student is joining WellTech family, and he is requesting COE. He is requesting COE through DHCP service. He is requesting COE or Dean Academics through DHCP. So now COE or Dean Academics is allotting the IP address. So he will allot sorry, unfortunately DHCP is failed. The reason is I am not allotting the IP address for the server. That is the reason why the DHCP service is failed. So I have to give the IP address for the server, and the default gateways address for the server. This is the reason why the DHCP service is not given, because COE is having a name, Dean Academics is having a name. So now I am just clicking on the student. So now the student is requesting the IP address. So now you can see the DHCP request is successful. So IP address was allotted as 1.2 and default gateway is allotted as 1.1. So I have to check the DHCP service here. So services DHCP. Okay, the start IP address I have given 1.0, so that is not an issue. Okay, so now 1.2 is allotted here and 1.3 is allotted here. And now I am clicking this server. This server I am giving the IP address as 2.2. So 192.168.2.2 and the default gateway address is 2.1. So now the student has joined in the Veltec family. The network is not yet poisoned. Now the student is accessing Google. We are giving the network access. The student is accessing the Google, that is ping 192.168.2.2. So first packet may get failed. From the second packet, it will be successful. So you can see here the student is successfully accessing the Google. Yes, now the system is Paka and the Veltec family is not yet poisoned. So now what I am going to do, I am going to place an attacker. For example, I am the person wants to spoil this Veltec family. So for example, I am assuming Raja, an attacker. I would like to spoil this family. This Veltec family I want to spoil. Then what I am doing, I will attach myself with a switch which is very close to the students. I am not attaching, for example, you can see here. So you can see here, I am not attaching myself with this switch. Instead, I am attaching myself with this switch because this switch is very close to the students because I want to spoil the students community. That's why I am just attaching myself very close to the students. So now you can see the simulation also. Just we can see the simulation. Suppose a student is want to access the Google, you can see the packet is forwarded to the switch, and from the switch it will be forwarded to 1.1. You can see it will be forwarded to 1.1, and from 1.1 it will be forwarded to 2.2, and the reply is coming from 2.2. You can see the reply is coming from 2.2, and it will be successful. So this is what the simulation is going. But now I am taking the role of COE and Dean Academics. Okay, I am going to poison this network. So what I am doing, these people are my attackers. That is my friends who are located. For example, these people are my friends. Here, as I already told, I am an attacker, and these people are my friends. So these people are also my attackers who are sitting outside. So now what I am going to do, so now I am attaching the switch with this router also. So this router and I am attaching this switch with this server also. So now this is fast Ethernet 4/0 and this is fast Ethernet 0/0. So now I am configuring these two. So I am configuring these two, configure fast Ethernet 4/0. So instead of 4/0, I can connect I can connect 0/0. Uh, okay, so I have to use this one only. Okay, so let me choose 4/0. So 4/0, I am giving the IP addresses, for example, 192.168.5.1. So this is I am giving it as 5.1, and this is I am giving it as 2.1, very similar to the previous one, and this is also I am giving it as 2.2. Okay, this is also I am giving it as 2.1. So what I am going to do, so you can see here. So how I am going to poison this network? So you can see. So instead of making this route, I'm going to change the route as like this. because the student has to, the what all the request is coming, that request will be forwarded to this router. That is this gateway. That is the thing I have to do. So for that, what I am going to do, for example, the next student is joining. For example, this is next student and he is joining in this network. For example, this student is joining in this network. Maybe no sufficient ports are available. Better I can remove this PC. I can remove this PC also. Now I am adding a new PC. Now I am adding this PC with this switch. Okay. So now what I am going to do now, if this PC is requesting DHCP from this Dean Academics, the register number will be allotted. Now what I am going to do, I am going to act as COE or Dean Academics, since I am going to spoil this network. So I am just going to services and I am enabling the services. I am giving the default gateway as 192.168. So 1.1, because this is my default gateway, and start IP address 192.168. So 1.5, like that I have given, and subnet mask is 255.255.255. Sorry, 255.0, and default gateway I am giving it as not 1.1, I am giving it as 5.1. So now I am just saving this one. So now this PC is requesting DHCP. So now this PC is requesting DHCP. So desktop IP configuration DHCP. You can see here. So I am requesting DHCP. DHCP is successful, but still the IP address is allotted from that server. Okay, let me check again. Again, it is allotted from COI only. The thing is, I have to allot this attacker very near to the PC. Then it will be allotted from the attacker. Okay, I am not giving the IP address for this attacker. Yes, that is the problem. So I am giving the IP address as 192.168.1.10 and default gateway addresses 1.1. 192.168.1.1. So now you can see here when I am when I am going to PC IP configuration, when I am clicking DHCP, you can see the IP address is allotted from the poisoner. So you can see the default gateway is not 1.1. The default gateway is 5.1. Okay. So now what happened? This PC I have poisoned. So this PC I have poisoned. So now I have to configure this network, that is 4.0, 0.0. These things I have to configure. So now 4.0 I'm turning on this one. So I am giving the IP addresses 5.1 and 0.0 I'm turning on this. I'm giving the IP addresses 2.1. I am giving the IP addresses 2.1, and this server also I have to configure desktop IP configuration. This IP address, it is 2.2 and default gateway address is 2.1. So now this PC is pinging 2.2, for example. So you can see here uh, this PC I am going and desktop command prompt. Now I am pinging from this PC 192.168.2.2. Maybe first packet will get filed, the rest of the packets will be successful. So you can see first packet is getting filed. I hope I have committed some mistake somewhere. Second packet is also getting filed. Third packet is also getting filed. I hope I have committed some mistake. Maybe I didn't configure something. So I have to check with traceRT 192.168.2.2. If I am going with the 192.168.2.2, I hope the problem is with the PC. The packet is not yet started from the PC itself, but here I have given the IP addresses correctly. Default gateway is there. I have to check with the router. Router 4.0 is on. Router 0.0 is on. 2.2 and IP configuration 2.2. Everything is fine. Maybe I have committed a mistake somewhere, but anyway, there is not an issue. Already I did this assessment here. So I can open that. So you can see here, this is what I already uh, before this seminar, just I worked myself whether it is working or not. So the same thing, this is the fake Google server and this is the original server. It will take some time for getting configuration, but the concept is this one. So instead of making a correct route, just I'm changing the path. I am s- I am poisoning the network completely. This is what I am doing. So once now, okay, now it is configured. So now you can see I want to ping a server IP address I have given 2.4. So just I am pinging 2.4. You can see IP configuration. So desktop command prompt. So ping 192.168.2.4. So I am pinging. So this is already I did yes, it is. So now you can see I'm going with simulation. I am taking a simple PDU. So I'm deleting the word. I am taking a simple PDU. I am choosing the sender. I am choosing the receiver. I'm just clicking the play button. So you can see here the pack instead of the packet is forwarding to the original Google, it is forwarded to the fake Google. This is we call it as ICMP spoofing. That is poisoning the network. You can see the students have to get the you can see here the well-tech students, they have to get the replay from this person because this is original. But what is happening? The students are getting the replay from fake Google server. So this is what happening. You can see once I have chosen this original Google server, but this is not forwarded to the original Google server. Instead, it is forwarded to the fake Google server. So this is what happened. How this ICMP spoofing is working. So this is another simple assessment I would like to show how to poison a particular network, how to make a network to become vulnerable. This is one thing. And the next assessment I would like to show a very simple assessment. Suppose uh, we are using lot of sensors. Suppose I am using a smoke sensor, for example. We know that uh, in cybersecurity, we are calling this concept as incident response management. We call this concept as incident response management. Incident response management is something happened, some attack is happened, and how we are going to react for that particular attack. That we call it as incident response management. For example, here I have a smartphone. I am controlling all these IoT devices. For example, I am saying so now through the home gateway, everything is wireless. It is connected wirelessly. I am installing a smoke detector in my room or in my network, in my home, whatever it is. So the concept of incident response management is in cybersecurity is some attack is happened, what I am going to do, how I am going to handle that attack. That is, we call it as incident response management. So you can see here, there is no smoke inside this room. So there is nothing happening here. So you see here, I am generating a smoke. Through the cause, I am generating the smoke. So once the smoke detector identified there is a smoke, you can see it started to make some response. You can see the fire sprinkler is putting the water and people have the alarm is generating. You can see here, this is siren. The alarm is generating an uh, for example, an alarm to give the alert. Some security attack is happened in our network. Something is happened in our network. We must be very careful. Something like that. So you can see that the window is getting opened, the door is getting opened. Why the window and door is getting opened? Because the people have to come out from that network. Uh, because some threat is happening in our network. So I have to react. Okay, threat is happening. If I am not doing anything, I am not reacting, I am not doing anything, then automatically it will give some trouble. So this is incident response management in our cyber security. Some threat is happened, how I am going to react for that threat. So this is a simple example I would like to show. And another thing is, suppose I want to send something in a secured manner. Suppose two different networks are there, for example, something I want to send in a secured manner. You can see here this concept in cyber security, we call it as tunneling. So tunneling is not, we know the concept of, we know the meaning for tunneling. Tunneling is nothing but, okay, I want to hide myself. I want to secure myself. Okay, I will hide myself in a tunnel. The same concept here. So here two different networks are there. So I have created a tunnel. So in between these two networks to make a secured connection. So the packets are not forwarded through the router. You can in this you can see that you may say that the packets are forwarded through the router. No, in this network the packets will be forwarded through the tunnel, not through the particular network. So for that, sorry, particular router. For that I have to make a tunnel. I have to make a secured tunnel like this. I have to make a secured tunnel like this. So this is a secure tunnel I have created. So now what all the information I am transferring, so what all the information I am transferring, that will be forwarded through this tunnel only. So from this network also that will be forwarded through this tunnel only. So this is one method uh, to have a secured connection in between two networks. So these are the assessments I would like to share with you. Password hacking I showed through Wireshark. Firewall I have implemented. ICMP spoofing I implemented, and secure wireless connection, and I have demonstrated these things. Uh, so these are the assessments. These are the some methodologies I would like to show with you. In addition to that, we have intrusion prevention system also. So how intrusion, I will tell you the steps how intrusion prevention system will be enabled in our system. So the first step is I have to enable the license, that is the security license technology package that I have to enable, and I have to create a directory, and I have to store the IPS signature, that is intrusion prevention system signature I have to store. I have to create the IPS rule, and I have to modify the signature. So when I am talking about this signature, we all uh, have seen the movie Home Alone. So in the Home Alone, how we can identify the intruders? Intruders will be identified by some abnormalities. That is, they are not normal people. They are not normal people. So we have seen the Home Alone movie. I am talking about the Home Alone first part movie. So what happened? At the end, the police have caught those two thieves. So I hope we all have seen that movie. The police have caught those two thieves. So they have some discussion. What they will tell, the first thief will tell, uh, I am giving my signature. I am leaving my signature. I am leaving my signature means whenever he is stealing some house, he will open the tap. The whole house will be flooded. The house is full of water. This is the signature he is leaving. So these people we call it as intruders. Whenever some murder has happened, we identify we are or some attack is happened, we are seeing maybe from this IP address because we have a log. In that log this IP address is already did this. This IP address is an abnormal person, or this IP address is an intruder, something like that. So these people are not normal people. They have their own signature. They leave something. The thief will said that, will say that I leave something to prove my identity. Like that he will say. And I can show another example from Troy movie. We can see that the uh, the Trojans are very strong. The people who are from Troy, the Trojans are very strong because they have a strong wall. The enemies are not able to break that wall. because they are having that much strong wall, the enemies are not able to break that wall. So what happened? They have the enemies leave some horses, wooden horses, near the seashore. I hope you have seen that movie. Near the seashore, they have left some wooden horses. The enemies hide themselves in those wooden horses. So Trojans do not aware of that. They will take the wooden horses inside their city. Okay. At night time, why they prefer night time? Because that is the vulnerability. Because very weak, the security is very weak. The security is very weak. So the enemies will come out from the wooden horses and they completely destroy the Troy city. This is the story of the Troy movie. Very similar. Suppose the Trojan virus is present in my system. I am not aware of that. Maybe the attacker is sitting outside. When I am doing some important transaction, at that time the virus will be triggered and it will share the information to the people who are sitting outside. So this is another example I would like to say from the movies. So finally, uh, so these are the awareness uh, that we must know. We must be very careful regarding the email attachments, web link, and do not click some unusual things, some unnecessary or unusual things, and use separate personal and business computers, mobile devices, and accounts. And you must use multi-factor authentication. And from some HTTP web page, do not download some software. And you should not give a username and password. And you must have a strong password management. So these are the security tips you can have to protect yourself from this digital world. So within this, I'm concluding. I'm just sharing my knowledge. So what I know, what I did in my cyber security lab, I just demonstrated in front of you. And regarding this, maybe if you are interested uh, in collaborating with me in any security related research work, then I can share this link with you. In this link, I have taught how we can do a research in a simple way. So this I can share it in my YouTube. You can search with the YouTube channel, SP Raja YouTube channel. So I have, if you want to have a collaboration with me in security related research work, then uh, you can always welcome. You can collaborate with me, and I have given my norms and how we can collaborate. The steps also I can clearly define in this link. So I can share this link in this chat box. So if you want, you can choose this also. So within that, I'm concluding. Uh, I, so so just within this, I'm just concluding. So if you have any queries, you can
Any
ask.
questions from
Yes.
audience? Any queries? You can type your query through chat box.
Madam, if no queries, can
Any
we
queries?
conclude, ma'am?
Yes, no query. So what is the
Okay, ma'am.
major difference of malware and virus? One query is this.
Um, Ma'am, I'm not sure about it. Actually, virus will trigger itself, ma'am. It will have some different stages. It has some different stages. Uh, like suppose some viruses, just like Trojan virus, some period it will be silent, and after some period it will be triggered, and it will be spread again across the network. Um, this is what the different stages of virus, madam.
One more query is there, sir. Is there
Okay.
any specific best practices are required to safeguard the organization?
Madam, actually, madam, in my point of view, there are a lot of solutions are there. We cannot say that, okay, I installed a firewall. I, I am safe. I cannot say like that. I must have a firewall. I must have IDS, IPS. Suppose if I am having a big organization, everything I would like to protect means I must concentrate in all the area. Database security, I have to concentrate. Web security, I have to concentrate. Email security, I have to concentrate. Firewall, everything I have to concentrate. And also, I have to conduct periodic audit. Uh, Maybe once in a year or twice in a year, I have to conduct periodic audit also. Um, so in this way, I can protect my big organization.
One more query is there, sir. What are the current research areas in cyber security?
Madam, uh, we can merge anything with deep learning or machine learning methods, ma'am. Immediately the papers are accepted very easily. Problem statement we can take, and we can merge with the machine learning methods and deep learning methods, and the papers are accepted very easily, ma'am.
Cyber security along with deep
Yes, ma'am.
learning and
Machine
machine
learning.
learning.
Yes, madam. That will be accepted very easily, madam. Can we finish, madam?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Oh,
Yes, thank you so much
thank you, madam.
for giving this wonderful session, sir. It
Thank
was
you, madam.
really wonderful real-time demo you have shown. We have seen all your real-time examples, demos, and very
thank you, madam.
informative session. We got a very good feedback from audience also. It is very informative.
Thank
In
you,
the
madam.
chat box completely, we got the good review.
Yes, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so
Ma'am,
much for
thank you
spending
so
your
much.
valuable time, sir.
Yes, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, kindly fill the feedback. It is posted in the chat box. Feedback link is in the chat box. Where is the feedback link?
Ma'am, ask Maithili ma'am to give thanks.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. S.P. Raja sir for taking the time to share your valuable insights and expertise today. Thank you for your enlightening talk and for inspiring us with your
நான் ஜாயின் பண்ணேன். அப்படியே அந்த 7 மணிக்கு வந்தேன். அந்த பொண்ணு வர எனக்கு 10 நிமிஷம் ஆகுமா வந்துட்டு இருக்கேன்.
Thank you once again, and let us continue to learn and grow together. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation and session. Now I hand over the session to Dr. Girijama.